Hey Zach,
How you doing?
not bad. Yeah, I'm just seemed like the guys out there were having a lot of fun. Seems like the spirits are high. Why do you think it's so important for everyone to just take it all in before tomorrow and get that, I guess, bit of fun in out there this afternoon?
I think it's important, in a walkthrough setting like that with the cameras and everything, just kind of embrace it and enjoy it. Um, not get too fired up right now. Tomorrow we have, we'll be able to do that. We still have some time to, kind of ratchet it up. So it's good. Get out there, like you said, be loose and just enjoy and soak in the moment.
What do you think it is about this group of guys that you're playing with that has allowed you to go from, I guess, the start that you had to being here now and playing for a championship tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before, but the core group of guys that we have here are they're just amazing individuals. That make up just a really great core and foundation. I think for our locker room, for our organization, and it's just a blessing to be around. Guys that care that much about not just winning, but doing things the right way. And I think the winning, comes with doing things the right way. So just to have to have been a part of that this season's and seasons before is just really special, and it never really gets old.
And just last one for me. I know you've been through a lot of these day before Grey Cup walkthrough now, but I can imagine it never gets old to be out there and taking it all in the day before the game.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't get old. Each one's different. Each one's special because you start off your off season with one thing in mind, and it's playing in this game. So it'll never get old. It's always special.
Thank you. Paul, go ahead.
Been quite a journey to get here this year. Do you recall the low point for you?
Oh, I don't think there's a low point for me. Maybe the result of a game or something like that, but you try to keep perspective, not just of the game, but life outside of the game. So yeah, it's a low point would be not enjoying coming into work, and I think we're still enjoying being in meetings together, working together to try to figure out how to win a football game. So that's why we do it.
And there wasn't one day where you did not enjoy going into work this season?
Oh, you have moments, there's moments, but those things are healthy, right? Healthy conversation, healthy argument's the wrong word, but just I think it's important to have a bunch of guys, again, that have ideas, that want to do things correctly, and that will fight for their point of view, while at the same time, being willing to learn. And I think we have a good group for that.
Jake was saying you maybe spoke up a little more than typical. I know you hate talking about yourself, but what kind of stuff do you recall telling guys as the tough times were hitting you?
Just to continue to believe in our process and what has got us here, and on top of that, again, having some newer guys this season. And even for veteran guys, sometimes you got to remind yourself, you're here for a reason. You're playing in the CFL for a reason. I had a coach in college that would kind of lead the charge every day with fearlessly be yourself because who you are is good enough. And I think just reminding people of that is a good thing to do sometimes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, just one sleep before the game. How do you feel your practice week went? Where do you feel your team's at as far as preparation?
I thought it's been a good week of prep. I thought we had a lot of energy out there, and understandably so, in an atmosphere like this, and with the biggest game of the season on the line. We still have some time left to make sure that no stone is left unturned. But all in all, I thought it was a really good week of prep, and just proud of the guys for being as focused as we have been.
When you say there's still time left, is there planned meetings left, or is there film to go through? Is there stuff you do at night? Like, do you ever have to tell guys to hey man, I think there's a certain point where you just have to shut it off? How is that for you?
Yeah, I think each person individually handles that a little bit differently. Tomorrow, obviously, the hay's in the barn at that point. But if there's something that you feel like you need to maybe watch or walk through tonight, I certainly think that the guys should do that. We'll all meet up again, tonight after we have dinner, whether it's with position groups or family, just to, be together one last time for the game. And I'm sure some things will come up there.
You've seen a lot of CFL defenses, a lot of the men behind those defenses. A lot of talk about Jordan Younger and his wanting to be a defense where other teams can't look to and go, that's Noel Thorpe, or that's Chris Jones, or whatever. He wants to be Jordan Younger. I'm wondering if you've noticed that in practice, if it's made you a better quarterback, or what you've seen from him as a defensive coordinator and his mad scientist, as some guys suggest.
Yeah, JY is just super smart, super confident in his intelligence and in the way that he prepares the guys. It's been a blessing for me being able to be around him these last 5 years and being a teammate of his early in my career. Being able to talk ball with him, just the way he sees the game, especially from a defensive point of view, is different than I would look at it, and offensive guys do. So I think there's a lot of value in that, and that's some of my favorite moments in the building are talking to him and Richie and James and DP. So. He's been invaluable to my development, just from a coverage recognition standpoint. Okay, I do know what this is, but they're still taking stuff away, getting through it. And he's also a guy who for me, has instilled great confidence, just, every once in a while pull me aside, just keep throwing it. You're our guy, just keep throwing it. So it's been a blessing being around him.
Thanks, Joe. Frank, go ahead.
Zach, the team had a slow start this year, and was there anything beneficial in that looking back? Did it teach you guys anything? Did it help to add in the process of getting to the point where you could get to the Grey Cup again?
I mean, I think, having to, take a hard look at, what you're doing, can certainly help and, maybe change, some of the way that we're preparing or some of the schematics, things like that. And then obviously, just building resiliency and, again, continuing to build belief in the process and each other. I think those are all takeaways, from something like that.
Does it also give you the belief that you have control over what happens?
Maybe so, yeah. I think each offense, each defense, each special teams unit, just unit in general in this league would say, you can control the outcomes by your execution, right? So, it's a good way to look at it.
When you come out of the tunnel, is there going to be a different thought tomorrow than maybe the past few years? Is there an extra thought?
I don't think so. Generally when I come out, I have a same routine, say a little prayer and then get ready to go, Mm-hmm.
Claire, go ahead.
Hey, Zach. When we were asking Mike O'Shea yesterday just about Toronto, he said, and the previous games that you guys lost against them, he said simply, we just got to play better. Mm-hmm. For you, when you look back on those two games, what comes to mind?
Yeah. First off, that they're a really good defense. I look at them strictly from that vantage point. They're very good up front, and, they're not afraid to play man coverage. Not a lot of teams in this league play man, and they do a good job of it. I think they're very talented across the board. But, yeah, I think anytime you lose a game, you want to play better. I think it's important just to, for us as a unit to understand what our game plan is, stick to it, and continue to try to be efficient, not getting into the second and long situations where they can pin their ears back and really get after the quarterback. So, we need to play better for sure.
Given how the last two Grey Cups slipped away really in the fourth quarter, is there any message that you want to give the team when it gets to be later in the half or later in the game?
And we'll see when the time comes, what the situation is. But I think it's the message that we continue to say to each other throughout the game. Just win this half, win this play, win this rep, and after adding it all up at the end, we like the outcome.
One last one. Just wondering, with all you've learned from Jordan, like you say, the last few years, do you feel better equipped even and a better quarterback than you were 3-4 years ago?
I think so. I think it's, you take all the lessons, not just from your coaches, but from experience. But, speaking about JY, I've definitely learned a great deal from him. And I think, through repetition, as well as just, learning, you should be getting better, I think, at your craft. And like I said, he's been valuable for me.
Thanks.
Zach, thank you for your time.
Mhm.
Thanks, Zach.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.